Hey you, welcome back on the mat. My name is Tobi and today we are targeting our hips in the coming flow. We will focus on dynamic movements to open up those areas and we will integrate fun and creative movements. Just come onto your mat and let's begin. For the beginning, come onto your mat, maybe face the long side of the mat because we are beginning in frog pose. So bring your knees very wide as you can for the moment, and then bring your feet a bit wider. Maybe you stay on your hands, your arms are long, or you come onto your forearms. Come a bit closer to the ground. Give yourself some room and space here. Slightly push your booty back to the other side of the mat. Maybe press the feet a bit into the ground, the knees a bit more into the ground. And try to find a point here which is kind of interesting to you. Don't push too hard, because the frog pose can be very intense on the inner hips. If you feel that you can open up a bit more, maybe you walk your knees a slight bit wider. Maybe also take the moment to find your breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back onto your hands. Bring your feet together behind you. Walk the knees closer again together. Come into your four-legged stand. Hand on the ground, knees on the ground, feet are pushing into the mat behind you, and then push up into your first down dog of the practice. Welcome. Pedal out your feet, do whatever you need here to arrive into the pose, into the practice. And then slowly become static. Come onto your toes, bend your knees, push your weight back to the end of the mat, straighten your legs again, roll to the front like a big wave into your plank pose. Knees are trying to get to the ground but don't touch. Push yourself back and up, downward facing dog. Again like this, come onto your toes, bend your knees, straighten your legs, roll to the front, knees to the ground, push yourself back and up, downward facing dog. One more time, come onto your toes, bend your knees, straighten your legs, roll to the front, plank pose, knees close to the ground, push yourself back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step to the outside of your right hand. Right arm is chasing the sky above you, gaze is following your right hand. Left leg very long. Open up your chest, open up your shoulder area here. And then let your right arm dive under your left. Walk to the long side of your mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Both feet are pushing into the ground. Legs are long. For now, just let yourself hang down here. Don't force yourself down to the ground. Let gravity pull you down. Walk back to the beginning of the mat. Walk further. Let your feet turn around to the right side so all toes are pointing to the right. Right arm up again to the sky. Push your hips up more in the direction of the sky for high horizon lunge. Right arm again under the left one, come to wide-legged forward fold. And then directly walk to the end of your mat, to your left foot. Frame your left foot. And then right hand is pushing into the ground, the left arm is pulling up to the sky. Runner's lunge also on this side. Same procedure as on the other side. Left leg is pulling to the sky. Hips closing down. Right leg is straight. And then come back to the long side of the mat, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe now use some force. Put your hands onto the ground under you. Pull yourself a bit closer and deeper into the pose. Find your breath here again. Then slowly walk to your left foot again. High horizon lunge. All toes are pointing to the left side of your body, to the right side of the mat. Left arm to the sky. Gaze to sky, to your hand. Push your left hip more up to the sky. And slowly walk back to the wide-legged forward fold and to the beginning of the mat. Frame your right foot. Both hands are pushing to the ground. Three-legged dog, right leg pulling up to the sky. Open up your hip here. The right heel is chasing your bum. Then slowly let your right foot sink down to the ground behind you. Sit your bum down for a second. Then push up and come into wild thing pose. Open up your chest, shoulder area. Explore the space you have here. Then bring your right hand to the mat. Bring the right foot to the mat. Vinyasa. Chaturanga with or without knees. Up dog or cobra pose. And we meet back in round downward facing dog. Arrive in your down dog. In an inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step to the outside of your left hand. Now we will open up the hips dynamically. So loosen up your left hand from the ground. Pull it behind you. Left hand is pulling to the end of the mat. And now try to chase the ground under you with your face. So bend your right arm. Do like a push-up. Just integrate also the hip. Pushing up again to the highest position. Lower down. Bend your right arm. Lower down. Push yourself up. Lower down. Bend your right arm. Push up. Lower down. Push up. Lower down. Push up. One more. Lower down. Push up. Left arm under the right. Wide-legged forward fold. Directly to Skandasana to your right heel. Sit down as low as you can. Support yourself with your hands if you need to. And then slowly shift to the other foot. Your hips are staying low. Come to Skandasana to your left foot. Take a moment here. And then stay low again and push yourself again to Skandasana to your right foot. Gaze is going to the back of the mat. All the feet are pointing to the back of the mat. Face also pointing to the back of the mat. We are switching sides. So left hand is pushing into the ground. Right arm is pulling to the front of the mat in this direction. Same procedure here. You bend your left arm. You do like a push-up. Open up your hips. Push up again to the highest position. Lower down. Push up. Come up again. Lower down. Push up. Lower down. Bend your arm. Push up. Two more. Lower down. Push up. Lower down. Push up. Come to the long side of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Lower to your left foot, Skandasana. Push yourself to the right foot, Skandasana. Left foot again, Skandasana. Frame your foot facing the front of the mat. Left arm is pulling to the sky. Open up and then bring your left forearm to the ground. Bring your right forearm to the ground. If this is too intense, bring some blocks under your forearms or stay on your hands if you need to. Find your expression of the pose here. Calm down a bit. Try not to open up your left leg too much. And we won't stay here for too long, so don't worry about it too much. Come onto your hands again. Come to wide leg forward fold and then switch sides. Facing the back of the mat, right arm pulling up to the sky runner's lunge. Then bring your right forearm to the inside of your right foot and left forearm also to the ground. Same thing here. Go as deep as you can or as you want. Try to not open up your knee to the side too much. All toes staying on the ground. Left knee is maybe on the ground if you want to, or your left leg is straight and the left knee is in the air. Come on both hands again. Walk to the beginning of the mat. Both hands are pushing into the ground. Left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Left heel is chasing the bum. Open up your hip here. And then slowly let your left foot chase the ground. Let it land softly. Bum to the ground for a second. And then open up Wild Thing, also on this side. Find your expression of the pose. Open up as much as you want, as you need, as you feel it is right at the moment. And then close everything off. Come into plank pose and go through a Vinyasa. And we slowly meet back in downward facing dog. With your hands, slowly walk back to your feet until you arrive in a forward fold. Bring your feet a bit wider. Maybe point the toes a bit to the outside of the mat. And then sit down. Malasana Yogi Squat. If you can't sit down in Yogi Squat until your bum is close to your heels, lift up your heels. Maybe slide a blanket under your heels. Maybe also yoga block. Depends on how far the distance between your heels and the mat is. Otherwise, you can also stay onto your toes and work down your heels over time and over time. Arrive in your Malasana, find your breath again if you lost it on the way. Try to have your spine as straight as possible, the chest pulling to the front. If you want, you can rest your arms just on your knees. You can also bring your hands to your heart and push your upper arms into your upper legs or in your knees and open up your legs a bit wider. But essentially, we just want to chill here for a bit and have the spine as straight as possible. Take your time here. Maybe take some deep, meaningful breaths here. Then slowly bring your hands or your fingers to the ground in front of you. Your head and your upper body is coming to the front and you push yourself up into your forward fold. Try to have your upper body as close to your upper legs as long as you can. And then slowly come down into your Malasana again. Sit down as far as you can. Hands will come up into the air. And then we slowly go back up into a forward fold. Upper body as close to the legs as you can. And then straighten your legs. Go down into your Malasana again. And push yourself up. Forward fold. Exhale Malasana. Inhale forward fold. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Maybe you recognize your hips are getting warmer. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, last time. Push your hips a bit more to the back of the mat. Push your toes more into the ground. Try to straighten your legs a bit more. And then bend your knees, Malasana again. Try to walk your feet a bit closer to one another. Straighten your spine. Focus on both feet, pushing into the ground firmly. Then slowly shift your weight more onto your left foot. Try to loosen up the right foot. And then come into a pistol squat. The right leg is becoming straight, right foot to the front. Stay here. Or if you can, lift up into a full pistol squat. Just optional, just for fun. Lower down and sit back to your one-legged Malasana. Pull your right knee in again. Shift your weight more into the right foot again. Loosen up your left foot. Pull it to the front, one-legged Malasana or pistol squat. You can stay here and keep your balance, or you can lift up and try to accomplish a full pistol squat. Go. I also lose balance here. And sit down again. And step back. Malasana. Awesome job. Come to the end of the mat in your Malasana. And we come to little bunny hops. A bunny hop you can slowly develop into a handstand, but this is not what we want right here. We just want to jump out of the Malasana, get some active hip opening. So you put your hands in front of you, push the hands firmly into ground, arms stay long. You lift your hips up essentially like in the forward fold, and then you integrate a little jump and your feet are landing on the outside of your right and left hand. So lift up, jump, and sit down. Again, hands to the ground, arms long, a little jump, and sit down. Hands to the ground, jump up, sit down. It doesn't matter how high you jump, just find your own personal height. Hands down, jump up, and sit down. Slowly walk to the back of the mat for another round. Malasana, sit down. Hands push into the ground, jump up, bunny hop. Another round, maybe lower one, bunny hop. Maybe a higher one, bunny hop. And the last one, bunny hop. And set yourself down in Malasana. Come into a forward fold. Slowly roll up into a stance. Arms pulling to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Find your center, find your breath. And slowly bring your feet together at the front of the mat. The outside of your right foot is getting parallel to the front side of the mat. You step your left foot as wide as you can to the back of the mat. Try to widen it a bit more even. And then slowly bring your hands to the ground. Come into a very wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you can even walk your left foot wider to the end of the mat. Try to get as wide as you can with your feet here. So we're working on a middle split slightly here. Same as in the beginning in the frog pose. Try to push your hips a bit to the back of yourself, to a space you can't see right now. And if you can, for sure you can bring your forearms to the ground. Or sink as low as you can here. But same as in the frog pose, don't force yourself down here. Give yourself some space and time. Slowly walk both feet in again, heel toe yourself more to the middle, even the feet closer than the forward fold normally. Toes pointing outwards, heels pointing inwards. fingertips onto the ground. Straighten your back as good as you can. Push your hips back to the space behind you. Then slowly lift your upper body up. Come into goddess pose. Hands in front of your heart. Knees pointing to the toes. Your bum is chasing the ground behind you. You sit yourself down into your hips. Your upper body is as straight as you can. Try not to come into a hollow back here. Glutes are fully activated. Toes are pressing into the ground. Knees are pulling to the space behind you. And then slowly, with very, very active legs and a very tall and straight spine, let your upper body sink down. Push your hips back. Push your hips back. Legs stay activated. Upper body is becoming more parallel to the ground behind you. And then come up again in full goddess pose. Legs still activated, legs still bent. Take some breath here. And then slowly sink your upper body down again. Push your hips to the back of yourself. And come up again. One more time here. Sink your upper body down, back is straight. Push your hips back. Stay as active as you can. Sink your upper body a bit more down. Push your hips a bit more down. Come up with your upper body again. Straighten your legs. Legs and hips are talking to us. That's okay. Both feet are becoming parallel again. Arms up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, come into a triangle pose, Trikonasana, right toes pointing to the front of the mat. Take your time here. And then bring both hands to the ground. Slowly let your right lower leg sink to the ground behind you. Get comfortable in the upright pigeon pose. Hands still on the ground, gaze to the front, spine is straight. Just for this moment, push your right knee, your right foot into the ground. Then slowly try to release the hands from the ground, having them floating somewhere or pointing them up to the sky. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let yourself sink down in your half pigeon pose. You can stay upright. You can sink down onto your forearms. You can sink down on your forehead if you want. Same here. Find the expression of the pose. Find the depth you need today. You feel is right for your body right now. And maybe have a checkup with yourself if you're still holding on to something. If you can let go of something. And if you can sink deeper into yourself and into the pose. Bring your hands to the ground again. Spine is becoming straight again. Push your left foot into the ground. The right leg is leaving the ground. Stay into a one-legged plank. Right foot is coming between your hands. Push yourself up. Warrior 3. For a moment, find your balance. Hands to your heart. Left leg straight. Then pull your left leg into your chest. Come into one-legged Tadasana. And set your left leg down. We're switching sides. So, left foot is parallel to the front side of the mat. Right foot is stepping as far as you can to the back of the mat. Hands to the ground. Maybe walk your right foot even farther to the end of the mat. And sink as low as you can here in this middle split variation. Same here. Feet staying on the ground as wide as you can. Hands on the ground, forearms on the ground. Push your bum, your hips a bit to the space behind you. Not too hard, just very slightly, very softly with intention. And then slowly walk or heel toe your feet more to the middle again, so you can lift up into your goddess pose. For now, we stay here with the hands on the ground. The left hand is pushing into the ground. Pull your right arm up to the sky. Come into a twist in your goddess pose. Open up your spine. Right hand down to the ground. Left hand up to the sky. Twist open. Left hand down. Other side. Right arm up. Right hand down. Left arm up. Both hands to the ground. Slowly lift up into your full goddess. Hands in front of your heart. Knees pulling to the toes. Bum is sitting back. We don't want a hollow back here. Spine is straight. Hips are sitting down. Hands in front of your heart. Spine stays straight, and then lower your upper body to become parallel to the ground. Push your hips back to the space behind you. And then lift up again. Sit your hips a bit lower. Spine straight. And then slowly lower your upper body again to become parallel. Push your hips back. Slowly come up again. One more time. Sit your hips a bit lower. Spine stay straight. Lower yourself down to your goddess pose with a straight spine and the spine or the back parallel to the ground. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Straighten your legs, straighten your spine. Left arm is pulling to the front. Come into your triangle pose. Left leg is straight. Left hand, find your leg, and the right arm is pulling to the sky. And you open up your shoulder for triangle. Bring both hands to the ground. Walk your left foot more to the right side. Lower your left lower leg and come into upright pigeon pose. Stay here for now with a long spine. Left knee, left foot are pushing into ground, gaze to the front. Maybe stay here, maybe let your hands float in the air, or maybe pull them up to the sky and hold here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let yourself sink down again onto your forearms, onto your head. Go as deep as you want. Same like on the other side. Try to find a space that you're still holding on to something. Maybe it's in your mind, maybe it's in your outer hip, maybe it's somewhere else and you feel it intensely. Try to focus your breath on this area or on this thought or on the stress, the motivator of the stress you have. And with every exhale, try to let it go. Release it. Think deeper. Become freer. Create space. Slowly push both hands into the ground again. Right foot is coming to the ground. You come into one-legged plank. Left knee to the chest. Step your left foot to the front. And come up into warrior 3 for a moment. Find your balance. Right leg straight. Shoulders onto your back. Hands in front of your heart. Find your balance. Straighten your left leg a bit more. And then pull your right leg into your chest. Come up. One-legged Tadasana. Right foot is coming to the ground. Step your feet a bit further from one another. Sink yourself down into Malasana again. Last time. Set your bum down. Roll into the back directly. Shoulders, head are resting on the ground. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees splaying open, Supta Baddha Konasana for the end of this practice. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the temperature of your body. Maybe you feel also some sweat tickling down your forehead or your arms. Become more still again. Let your breath settle down. Let your mind settle down. Let go of everything you carry around with you. Sink deeper and deeper into yourself. Close your eyes if you haven't already. And connect more with yourself, with the moment, with your body, with the ground below you. And just try to become one. This is the pose I will leave you with today. Stay in the pose as long as you want, as you need it. I'm super grateful that you practiced with me today. I hope you find something useful, something helpful for your own body, for your own practice. I hope you had some fun, and I hope to see you back on the mat very, very soon. Happy to have you here. Thanks for practicing with me. Peace out. Your Tobi.